Hey, loved ones, hope you're all doing well. Blessings and love to you. I pray the Spirit and grace of God is with you and that you are having a great day. I am out doing the circle as usual, enjoying the outdoors and with the young ones, and just giving God thanks for greenery and for the fall. The winter's coming in, the leaves are changing, but God is loving and kind. So the other day we were talking about, you know, seeking repentance and forgiveness and walking in the Spirit and grace of God. And I'm just looking at an alternate path to follow. Walking in the Spirit and grace of God and getting forgiveness and forgiving oneself and growing. Because we cannot be changed unless we have learned a few things and knew something new. So, you know, as we look into ourselves and as we look into where we're going, we recognize that the Spirit and grace of God is a respecter of no man, and God is able to do all things according to his riches in glory. So it is up to us to give all to him. It is up to us to recognize that he wants us to be at peace with all men, as Paul said, if possible. Now, if not possible, that is not your choice. You have done all that you can and should do. And the person or persons who choose not to want peace, that's their choice. We all have a choice. We are all able to choose whether we're going or coming. And every time I start up, the wind blows. So let's see if I'm able to be technologically savvy enough to take out the background noise if it's too loud later on. Anyway, so we have to recognize that the generations coming in and the default or the decline in holy morals, or what we would call Christian morals, is not only to be blamed on the youth of today, but to be blamed on their forefathers and foremothers and everyone else who have chosen to, instead of be a community that grows and nurtures, is to be a community that tears down and destroy, because we'd rather talk about them than encourage, uplift, and build. And if they have made mistakes, seek a way in order to help them out of the the hole that they've dug themselves into. This is something here that we can learn a lesson from, object lesson. So that hole is a groundhog. The most menacing thing you can guard our garden is a groundhog, and it's like the devil. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming, and he's always seeking a new way to tear into what belongs to you. Tear down that which God has given you and dig a hole in it, make a mess of it, and then tell God how wrong you are. So let's come back into us. And we have to seek a way to how to bring these young people back to the fold of grace, how to encourage the ones that are already there, and how to help them to see that our mistakes should be where they learn from. Just like we read the old books, and the old books teach us about what the Israelites were doing. And even when God did a powerful this and a powerful that, and water came from the rock and quail came from all over, and they had manna every day, God still had to be proving himself to them because they kept on just doing wrong. And that's where we as adults are doing wrong, because the things we're doing today and God is proving to us who he is time and time again is the same thing they were doing and God was proving to them time and time again. And their children live the experience. So even though no one over the age of 20 entered the promised land. It was in those children to do wrong because their parents did wrong. And the evil that was in the parents is also in the children. God has to fight for you in order for you to maintain. So today I'm telling you that no matter what the circumstance, no matter who the child or children is, no matter where they're coming from, who they are and who they're related to, you can help to bring a child into the fold of God. You can help to teach them the right way in which they should grow, and they will never depart. Because I had some people who did not only tear down, I had some people who were building me up, and they kept me going. They were the inspiration beneath my wings, as they say. They were the ones who I could think of, and immediately I was ready to do something different from what I was intending to do. So we have to get to a place where there's a child who is looking up to you, a child who thinks you're very important. It's chilly, so I've got my jacket on backwards so that I don't cover the little one on my back. And I'm making sure I'm totally fixed to make sure he's fine. Anyway, so as I go through this path here, listen. It's not just your children who need to look up to you. It's not just your children who should see the Spirit and grace of God in you. It needs to be that every single person around you knows who you are and knows whose you are. Because if you're a child of God, then everybody needs to see your light. A light cannot be hid under a bushel. Because if you put it under a bushel, it's going to catch on fire. And we all know that. So, listen, come on. God sent and told Deborah, who was a judge in the gate, for all who want to say women should not speak. Deborah was a judge in the gate, which means Deborah was like a Samuel, a Samson. She wasn't a king. And she was not a high priest, but she was a strong woman of God, a rooted woman of God that God depended on. Nobody can take that from her. God depended on Deborah to sit in the gate and do what her husband or anyone else could do, but God called her to do it. Women of today, sit in the gate and let God call you and tell you what He wants you to do, whether large, small, or middle size. Let God show you where to go and what to do, and let Him teach you what to teach the youth of today, because we're in a deceptive world. We're in a place where it's a different generation. It's a different thing. The devil is pulling out his 6,000 years of experience, and he's using it like a shotgun. And he's a professional soldier. He's a soldier at best. We don't have his power. We don't have his experience. But by the grace of God, the Spirit of God. Remember Gideon. Gideon was not the strongest of all his brothers. David wasn't either. But by the grace of God, and because he was humble to be led by God, God was able to use him to conquer with, what was it, 200 or 300 men? Mercy, I can't remember right now. But God took that number down from ye high to they low. God wanted everybody to see that He was the one doing the work and not man. So when you put yourself to be used, when you make yourself a humble woman of God, a humble man of God, when you commit to leading out and to doing the right thing, no one can stop you, not even the enemy. Because remember, in order to test Job, The enemy had to say, God, but you put a hedging around him. How am I supposed to do anything with him? And God said, just don't take his life. How much of us will get to the place where God can say, just don't take his life? I don't know about me. Even though I get up daily and I make mistakes and I try and I repent and I ask God for help, it's serious. But it's through our willingness, it's through us wanting and desiring to do right that God is able to use us. And Jesus said, be ye perfect as I am perfect. And because Jesus said that we can be perfect, I believe him. And because I believe him, I know it is possible.
Mommy, this way.
This way. I know it is possible. So are you telling me today that you have the faith as a mustard seed that is going to lead you in the path of righteousness, and you're going to stay in the path of righteousness, that even one child in your community can say, you know what? This woman, this man is the reason I did not choose the wrong path. This person is the reason I'm standing strong. This person is the reason I am in the place I am today. We have to stop being selfish. We have to stop doing only for self and for our children. We have to start living the life that is virtuous in the sight of God. Are you ready? Because this journey is not for the swift, but the strong who can endure it. It's like this mountain that I'm climbing right now, or the one I climbed growing up every single day. We have to take a stand. We have to want more for the people around us as we want for our own. If it's only your house that is secured, I can tell you your house is not secured for long. Because when everybody else around you falls, then your house is going down. So if you build up your community, if you build up the young women and men in your community, do you think anybody can come to your house? No, nobody will. But it's up to you to make the choices that are righteous in the sight of God. It is up to you to cover under the blood everyone in your community, praying over every child that you can call their name, praying over every situation. And this one just wants some attention, so she gonna make noise just because she can. I'm gonna pray over mine and yours, but praying in all circumstances, so that, and then I walk into thorns. Praying in all circumstances. So it is up to us to pray, and pray without ceasing for every person around us, for all our family members and friends, for every child in our community, even the ones who are scamming, the ones who are gunning people down, the ones who are knifing people down, the ones who are climbing people's fruit trees and food trees and eating their food and not unapologetically at that, the ones who just don't care because no one has shown them care, so they have no care. Because if I've never gotten it, if I've never received, if I've never experienced it, you can't tell me that I need to have it, because I don't know what I need to have. I don't have it because no one has ever given it to me. I've never seen it in works. Start showing the children around you care, love, and compassion, because they are the children of tomorrow. If you pray these up, if you care for them, whatever you've shown them, they're able to show someone else. They can't have compassion for you if you've never had compassion for them, or if you've never shown them what compassion is. And we have to remember, we're coming from a system where compassion was not for us. It was not given to the people. And yes, some of us are mixed blood. Yeah, I understand that. But we're still in a season where we're experiencing what was done before. Listen, it's time to start showing love. In the Word, go read and do some research. Jesus showed compassion to the people. Today it's your turn to show compassion. Love and blessings. Walk good, and we'll talk again. Hey guys, it's a blessing to send these messages to you daily or every other day. It just depends on what's happening. But as I send them out, please like, share, subscribe. Send it so others may be blessed, because there's many people who need this word. Many people need to be motivated and encouraged on their journey. There's many people who are broken and just need a simple word. Blessings and love.